DEADSTICK is a bush flight simulator that not only simulates the plane, but also everything else around it. You're a career pilot on a remote island in the pre-smartphone era. 6 regions are planned for the full release. Right now we only have access to the first one, but it's already a decent sized chunk of land. Your plane doesn't have GPS, your phone is dumb, and you sleep in the hangar. To earn a living, you can work for different cargo companies. There also are urgent jobs like picking up and flying out injured people. Finally, a flight simulator with meaningful stuff to do while not forcing you into multiplayer. Online gameplay isn't bad per se, but a lot of people don't have the time or just want to play alone and in peace. These people have been chronically underserved by modern flight sims. They are all accurate to the last bolt on a plane, let you fly around all over the world, but lack a proper single-player gameplay loop. DEADSTICK changes that. The game has been in development for a long time and went through some serious turbulence, new developer, new publisher, the whole thing. But it's still alive and well, as you're just witnessing. This is an early gameplay demo and the final game might look and perform a lot differently. Keep that in mind while watching. First, you have to gain a commercial license. The game's tutorial teaches you everything you need to know via a bunch of flight school missions. After that, you can take your license test, taking off, holding a certain altitude, and landing again. With that done, you're eligible to take on cargo missions. Let's jump into one. We have to pick up a barrel and a crate and bring it back to Morton. That's where we are right now. Morton is one of the major airports in the area and we have to fly to Boise, a small airstrip in a gulch north of our current position. Before takeoff, we can go through our checklist and make sure our plane is mechanically fit and well maintained. Airports check for proper maintenance, for example. If you fly around with a shoddy rust bucket, that's going to earn you a fee. Aside from possibly letting your engine explode mid-air and getting you killed, of course. We also have to make sure there's enough fuel in our tanks. As you can see, we can fill up each tank independently while the game shows us the plane's balance. All the important locations on an airport are shown as icons on the compass up there, by the way. I hate to pointlessly having to search for mundane stuff like a fuel pump or my hangar, so I'm happy they've cut on realism here. You just know where everything is. Alright, let's enter the plane. Master switch on, fuel to the engine, pumping the primer, magnetos, and we're on our way. The little plane taxis super well, if not too well maybe. The rudder reacts like a steering wheel and I tend to overcorrect a lot, as you can see on takeoff here. Right now my view is controlled with the analog thumbstick of my VKB MCG Ultimate. Configuring it wasn't a problem at all. Same goes for the stack standard I use in this video. The controls menu is intuitive and easy to navigate. Okay, let's close the side window and continue to Boise. We can see the gulch already in the north. As there's no GPS, we have to rely on landmarks and pre-flight planning. Later, in longer flights, you need your stopwatch to measure your projected distance. In transit, you can take pictures of settlements and other landmarks. These get added to your map, which makes navigation easier in the future. Boise Airport really is tiny, just a little stretch of tarmac in the middle of the woods. I still struggle to softly land this wiggly little plane, but we get the job done. Then we taxi to the cargo pickup area. Ramp check says all good, no overdue maintenance, and we're operating within the limits of our license. Here's our cargo. The plane has several compartments. This delivery fits in the back of our plane though. We remove the back seat, then in goes the barrel, followed by the crate with unmarked bottles. Bet it's moonshine. Alright, back into the plane. Start it up again and we're on our way to Morton. I'm flying past it, making a curved approach to land in the correct direction of the airstrip. This time we touched down a lot softer than last time. Still, I have the feeling the throttle control is a bit sketchy. Maybe that's just me though, not being used to this type of plane. After taxiing to the company's hangar, we drop off our barrel and our absolutely not moonshine crate and we get paid. The more jobs you do, the better your reputation and better jobs follow. There's also an airport investment system. You can put money back into the smaller strips, better runways, fuel pumps, that kind of thing. I haven't dug deep into that yet, but it sounds like the kind of thing that makes career mode actually feel like a career. Now it's time to maintain our plane. the wheels and some of our control surfaces already have suffered a bit. So off to the maintenance hangar we go. There we can further inspect our plane and order some repairs. These cost money and take time, several days in our case, as you can see. So fly gently and be nice to your plane. It's dark as we pick up our freshly repaired plane, so we taxi it back to the pilot hangar. That's where we can sleep and pass time until the sun rises again. And that was a bush pilot's day. Now let's talk graphics and gear. As I mentioned, I was using my stacks and my MCG to try out this demo. Both were detected and usable from the get-go. In this next play session, I've also activated my beam eye and head tracker and switched on DLSS. Head tracking works without any configuration. The game seems to detect OpenTrack compatible devices and automatically switches to head tracking mode. Any form of head tracking makes flying a lot easier, and it's a blessing it's already supported. Next step would be VR. We absolutely need VR for this game. Don't worry though, it's on the dev's roadmap already. DLSS takes care of problematic aliasing I had earlier, even with anti-aliasing turned up in the config menu. With DLSS though, I got a nice and flicker-free image. The flight model is pretty arcadey so far. I compensate for stuff the plane should do but isn't doing in game, which roughens up my takeoffs and landings quite a bit. In general, that's okay. You could possibly even fly this with mouse and keyboard or a controller. But I hope the devs add an optional, more realistic flight model which would attract a lot more people than just the arcade crowd. I haven't flown in heavy weather yet, so I can't comment on that. What I do know is that flying in bad conditions is supposed to pay better. So there's actual risk versus reward to it, not just a difficulty spike. There also are missions where you'll have to camp out somewhere overnight. You always carry a bedroll, so that's covered. Game's fun so far. I love the idea and the implementation. Check out my mid-range flight stick test here. It puts a bunch of affordable devices through a storm landing challenge, which fits DEADSTICK's theme quite well. Go there to see which one's worth your hard-earned money and which one is a straight pass. Thanks for stopping by, fly safe, and I'll see you there in a second.